Hey guys, what's up, RedExions here and welcome back to this brand new video. In this one, we will be focusing purely on improving my driving style. And yes, you read the title correctly, going slower actually made me go faster. So with my #1 fan and emotional support waiting for me in the pit box, let's hit this motherfucking track. So for the first session we were not changing anything on our driving style yet, just flat out, balls to the wall pushing, which I thoroughly enjoy, especially in slippery conditions like these. Also, because it was f***ing cold, to keep the tires at the correct temperatures we ran super high tire pressures. They got a bit too high though, but that's nothing a small pit stop can't solve. If you've never driven a race kart like this before, you can really feel it when the pressures get too high. The kart will keep building confidence and grip initially, but at one point the grip just completely goes out of the window and you'll start sliding like crazy. But we fixed it, so it's all good. In the next session it was time to start working on my actual driving. As most of you know, I race in the Senior Rotax Max class. A 32 brake horsepower 125cc 2-stroke engine combined with super grippy Mojo D5 tires. Because the power of the engine is relatively low compared to the grip of the tires, any steering input will massively slow you down. So it is important that you only make the necessary steering inputs and nothing more, nothing less. And that is exactly where I am losing most of my time. Here's some footage of last year and just take a look at how much I'm moving the steering wheel through the entire corner. Now, if you want to be quick, this is not the way to do it. Ideally you want to brake for the corner, turn in one smooth motion, get on the power as soon as you can whilst keeping the steering wheel straight. The rotation the kart gets under power allows you to keep turning whilst the steering wheel is straight. This is easier said than done, however. You can't just rewrite your entire driving style in a few laps. Luckily, we have our amazing sponsor, Tonykart Racer coach, who gave us just the right tips to do so. He gave me the advice to ignore lap times for the entire day and focus purely on keeping the steering wheel calm through the corners, no matter how slow I needed to go for that. In the beginning I was lapping about 2 seconds slower than the other drivers in my class, but that didn't matter. All I was focusing on was keeping that steering wheel calm. After a few laps of struggling, I think I started to get the hang of the smoothness part. However, we were definitely still too slow. We did build up the base for our new driving style though. A fresh start, and now it is time to start building up some speed again. Which we actually did over the next few sessions, in which we pushed, got turned in on, twice actually, and generally improved our pace to more or less the same speed as what we started out the day with. But this time, with the right driving technique. So in hindsight, what we did was actually to first get rid of our old driving style and give ourselves a fresh start. Once a new base was built, time to get our speed back. This new driving style is not only faster, but as you can imagine, also better for tire wear. A massive thank you to Coki Garnello for helping me out with this one. Make sure to follow him on Instagram, it's really the least you can do. Also, if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. We've got some awesome content with lots of racing coming for the future, so make sure to not miss it all by hitting that subscribe button. In the last session of the day, the improvements really were noticeable. We set our fastest lap of the day and you can really tell that this lap was quite fast. Let's ride on board for a full lap with commentary of Circuitpark Berghem in the Netherlands. Alright, welcome aboard our best lap of the day. We go through the final corner absolutely flat out, starting a new lap now, into turn 1, absolutely flat out, into turn 2, small dab of the brake, immediately hard on the power again, into turn 3, taking a lot of curb, flat out. Then turn 4, the hairpin, turn in, smooth on the power, no corrections on the steering wheel whatsoever, duck behind the steering wheel to make ourselves as aerodynamic as possible, as we now brake super late for the 2 opposing hairpins, where we kind of do an Alonso by making the kart understeer on entry, which is okay because that's what you actually need. Then into the other corner, a little bit aggressive, but that's what you want in these types of corners, as long as you're not losing time by rubbing off too much speed with the steering wheel. Then into the double left-hander, taking a lot of speed, which immediately flows into another right-hand hairpin, in which we take a lot of curb, small use of the brake on the exit to keep the back end from sliding, then into the last real corner of the track, in which we slide a little bit. That was not really perfect, but it was quick. Then into the last corner of the track, which is completely flat out, and you just want to keep it as smooth as possible through there, to not lose as much speed and do it all over again for another lap.
I definitely feel like this test day was really important for us to gain our confidence back. You definitely saw that by slowing down, restarting our driving style and purely focusing on not sliding at all, we were able to basically within a day completely change our driving style, and let's hope we can keep carrying this forward into the next few, well, into forever basically.
Definitely some big improvements made today. Now, time to pack our stuff, having a nice debrief with our mental support and doing it all over again in 2 weeks at Karting Gang, home of Max Verstappen. Peace.